So hi, one of the Good Noise Podcasts. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with.
Keith.
And
John.
And Gooey, and we're parting.
And we're gonna answer some questions today. I'm gonna start. So what inspired you guys to start the band, and what does the band name mean?
Okay, I guess I could take this one. What inspired the band? Well, Gooey and I have been in bands before. And Ben and I have played a lot before. John and I have been in bands before, so we just wanted to do a band together. We all live in different states. Well, John and I live in Michigan, but everybody else lives in different states. Mm-hmm. And so this started as an online project, a la postal service, where we would record some stuff, send some stuff to other people. But then we found out since we live close enough, we could actually get together live too. So yeah, that's kind of how it started.
All right.
Solid.
And
the band name. Yeah.
Okay, well, so the last band I was in had a very ridiculous name. It was called Empire. I Was a Little Mid-State, which is very, very long, and kind of hated telling people the band name because it was so long, and I have to explain it every time. So I really wanted a band that was short, and had like a succinct meaning. So parting is what it is. Parting.
we had to get in on the Ing band name craze.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's the big money train, the Ing craze.
Mm-hmm. Solid. All right. So congratulations on your newest release, Unmake Me. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
I think people are digging it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've only heard good things about it. No one's gone out of their way to tell me they hate it.
Well,
That's good.
Gooey said a lot of bad stuff about it.
I had a lot of bottled up stuff.
Well, we just finished chatting about it like not even 10 minutes ago, and we both liked it. So,
We did, yeah.
Yay.
And that's a praise.
You can lie
Thank
to
you.
us. That's okay.
No,
No,
we don't lie.
No.
So, is there any meaning behind the album name or the cover art?
Mm-hmm.
The album name is actually a reference to an Adventure Time scene where where Lemon Grab passes a note to Princess Bubblegum with saying "Unmake Me."
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of how long did it take us to finally agree on an album name?
I think that was the leader of the pack for most of the time since you recommended it. I think we were just like, yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah,
It's good. So
Like I don't remember any other suggestions.
I don't remember talking about it.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Was what were the runner-ups? And it sounds
Yeah.
like there weren't any.
It was an executive decision made by Keith.
I don't remember agreeing to it, but I also probably did, and I just forgot.
my only comment was it reminded me of Incubus, like a combination of me and Make Yourself.
So that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
Not as good as a Hubu Stink, but anyway, we kind of had we have a group chat, and everyone was pitching name after name after name, and we kind of went through a long list of names, and it was the first one that nobody was unopposed to.
Okay. All
That's
right.
good.
So,
That's a good way to decide.
as for the album art,
Yeah.
I used to be in a band called Anna Flyway a very long time ago, and I had wanted to use this ceramic swan. It's a jewelry holder. My mom was a teacher, and she was an at-risk reading teacher. So she would tutor kids, and they would come and learn how to read or whatever. And one time, one of them gave her that gift, and it's just like a cheap teacher gift or whatever, like a nice like a little bauble or whatever. And she was interested, but I was like, oh, this is cool. But then I went into my closet, and I forgot about it for probably 10 or 15 years, as one does.
Mm-hmm.
And then my parents were moving, and we were cleaning up the closet, and I found it. I was like, oh, hey, this is awesome. And this is about the time that we were looking for album art and kind of pitching stuff back and forth with that too. And I pitched that to everybody, and kind of the same process. No one was super unopposed to it. And so I took a picture of it. And then Ben's brother, Andy, is super, super talented with graphic arts. And so he's the one who really put the whole package together. So after that, he made it actually look nice. So
Keith, that story makes me feel really bad about suggesting to smash it as a joke.
Oh my god!
It was a joke.
It
Of
wasn't a
course.
joke, I assure you.
Pretend like you didn't hear that story.
Oh, okay. Would the smashed like piece been the album art? Would you have made that the album art, or did you just want to break it?
I was pitching it as a joke idea
Mhm.
because we just shot a music video this past weekend, and we were trying to come up with ideas on what to do with that. And so we thought about incorporating the swan. And Keith was like, "What should we do with the swan?" And I said, "Well, let's just smash it on the concrete."
You still can.
I would assume that one was opposed by at least Keith.
Yeah.
I conveniently forgot it at home.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh no, I forgot it, guys.
Guess we can't smash it. Oh no. So can you guys tell me a little bit about your writing process for this record?
It was pretty fun.
Cool.
We
that all
for
you
a
got?
while. So
Started off sending tracks,
Yeah.
guitar tracks back and forth, and then because we didn't know if like when we would ever be able to practice, so we started sending just guitar tracks back and forth. Keith would send a riff, and I would put leads on it, and then eventually we got together and jammed them out. Placed the first 3 songs, but the ones after that we kind of wrote in studio pretty much.
Okay.
In and after studio.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is this was meant to be a 7-inch, so we were going to have 4 songs on it.
Mhm.
But then there's a compilation. So I don't know. It's pretty common for a compilation to be pitched and proposed and for it never to happen, right? We were pitched to be on a compilation around the time we were recording this. And so we wrote an extra song for that. And then we were in the studio, and which was actually just at our house. Our studio engineer came out and kind of made our home into a studio. Anyway, which is really cool. But yeah, so anyway, this is really funny. But I happen to have a wedding to go to that night that I kind of had forgotten about.
Oh.
Right. So but drums went first, right? Drums and then bass. And I remember like it was the morning of us recording, and everybody had gotten there the night before, except for Ben. But we had, and I was like, I've always wanted to write a song in studio. And so while they were getting drum takes and getting ready for John to record the drums, I sat down for like 10 minutes, wrote and recorded a song, took a shower, and then went to the wedding. And by the time that I came back from the wedding, the song was done.
Whoa.
So it was pretty cool.
Well, you sent me the demo as I was driving up from Ohio, and I listened to it, and I was like, okay, I got a vocal line for this. I pretty much wrote it in the car on the way to the studio.
Whoa. Do you guys usually move that fast with writing, or was that just kind of like a one-off?
I mean,
Experience with writing.
so that's how it's gone so far.
Yeah,
Okay.
so far, yeah. Well, I mean, it's interesting because we've all been in a bunch of bands before and also toured with each other. And so I think we've got a good, at least for this, we got a good process. And I would just like crank out a song, send it to Ben, and he would just, put his lead down. And then Gooey would write his bass part. And then John would come to practice and just jam it out and move on to the next one. So it's kind of fast.
Wow.
All right.
Well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
Nice.
faster than I think previous bands we've been in together and stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So I know you guys just said most of the songs are written lightning quick, but what song out of all those took the longest to write, and which ones are your personal favorites?
Probably the one that we did after.
Took the longest, you mean?
Yeah, just because we had to like discuss how we wanted it to come together. Just like it was like more a concept than it was like all of us writing a song.
We wanted to add one more song to make it more of a full release, but we couldn't get together to record the drums, so we decided to do more studio-based programmed drums and add other things that we probably wouldn't have come up with on our own together. So we kind of fleshed it out and just Keith sent a riff, and then we had to figure out how it was going to come together. And then we had to figure out who was writing the lyrics and who was singing what, and then we decided to both sing together. So
Yeah, that one's
There's
called.
a lot more decisions to be made on that one than any of the other ones, since we kind of had time together with those ones and apart. So Those ones is just like without hearing it from anybody else and just sort of sending things back and forth. Everyone sort of had a little bit of input on what to do and what to change and how to mix everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one I'm referring to, just so you know, it's called He's Obviously Beekeeping Age. And so what happened is, okay, so again, so this was intended to be a 7-inch, so 4 songs. Then that comp fell through. So that was another song. And then we wrote another song in the studio, and that was 6 songs. And that kind of booted it out of the 7-inch range. And so we were like, well, we've got more space to fill. But this was, we couldn't possibly get together for that. So we just, proposed that other song. And Ben did the programming for it. So he did a drum machine and like synth stuff. And I played trumpet on it in addition to it. Because we really thought about making this. So we wanted to make it a full length once we were super close, but it just wasn't possible, just to get together and to finish it. So we kind of were like, well, at least we can have one more song to kind of make the album a little bit longer, and justify it being on a 10-inch, using up the space.
Yeah.
So was that kind of like where your head was at while you were writing it? Were you like kind of thinking about also putting it on vinyl as well, like what size it's going to wind up on? Because you keep on referring to that, like it was going to be a 7-inch, and now like, we got more space now, let's write more songs, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I run County Lucky Stars, which is the record label that it's on, and so when I'm consciously either writing as a band or talking to other bands about their albums, length is always something that you have to keep in mind. And 10 inches are really cool, but they're really impractical. They cost more than 12 inches because, it's not as people do it. It's not standard. I mean, I honestly, I tried to avoid doing a 10-inch personally, but it was either include all these songs and get the release out way sooner, or hold on to it and make it a full length. But we didn't know possibly when we could get together, and then the pandemic hit, and then it was not possible at all to get together. And so we were like, okay, we've got these songs, let's move forward and kind of finish those.
Okay. And then for the other half of the question, which one is your personal favorite? You guys go round table on this.
John, go first.
All right, everyone think of song names, what the actual song names are.
Oh no.
I think
I do actually have to.
I know mine.
I think my favorite, mine is After the Fact, I think.
mine's probably Olivia.
Yeah, I'm the same as
Last song on the album.
that's the one we wrote like in studio, and I think I had the most fun with that one because it was like the other ones were cool, they were more traditional in writing, but it was cool to just be like, don't fully know what the song's going to sound like. And so like, okay, I know their basic parts, but then it was like adding the bass before there was really like all the other stuff fully set in stone. So it felt kind of cool. And I kind of like the simplicity of that song too, where it's just like,
there's a lot of space in it, so we could make it sound really big.
Yeah.
A lot of dynamics to it.
Yeah, speaking of dynamics, I think really mine would be either Jesse Eisenberg or Stapler's Monster. Jesse Eisenberg was the first song that we wrote, and I think it just came together so quickly. And I just love when we were recording it and writing vocals, I sent everybody the vocal track that I did for it, and Ben was like, hey, do you mind if I add harmonies to these recordings, whatever. I was like, man, go ham on it. And so the entire album, Ben is like the king of harmonies, and so he added a bunch of harmonies everywhere. And I think that really like fleshed it out. But we kind of like to say that Jesse Eisenberg is like our like announcement, like, hey, we're here. This is what we can do, and it kind of just like kicks right in. And the other one is for Stapler's Monster. Some cheating and doing too.
Okay.
Is that we that song was actually shorter when we recorded it. There's like an instrumental break where it just cuts to guitar. And we decided, since we had the extra space when we moved it to a 10-inch, apparently I'm talking about length again, but like when we moved it to a 10-inch, we can kind of expand the song. When we were writing the lyrics, we sort of felt it kind of needed more space. So we were able to edit a longer ending to it. And I think that really grew into like a kind of a beautiful song, and it kind of changes the pacing for the entire album. So it's not all upbeat. It kind of slows down there and gives everything more variation.
Solid. Since you brought up the track, I wanted to ask, what was the meaning behind naming a track after Jesse Eisenberg? Because I love him. He's great. But why would you name
someone ask that question?
Yeah, because I saw it. I meant to bring it up on the podcast, but I just forgot. But like what was the thought process behind that?
I feel like it's not as exciting as you would hope.
No, I really like the story. I think it's funny.
Okay.
Yeah, when we were recording it, like I said, we were recording it at my house, and I have a daughter, and she was watching Rio 2. Actually, Rio 2. That's very important to note, right?
I didn't know there was a 2.
Yeah, there's a 2.
I think there's 3.
3?
Yeah, you got some catching up to do.
Don't quote me. Don't quote me.
Okay.
But yeah, and we were watching. She was watching Rio, so we all kind of sat down and watched it. It was one of those things where like we weren't invested at all, and then as soon as we sat down, we're like, oh yeah, let's watch this movie.
Yeah.
So we all like watched the rest of the movie, and we were just kind of joking around about like, stupid song names, and Jesse Eisenberg is the one we pulled from that. So
because Jesse Eisenberg's character is a bird.
He's
yeah.
Wow. Well, that's great. That's not what I expected at all, but that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that.
That's our plug for Rio 2. Go watch Rio 2 right now.
Okay.
And when Jesse Eisenberg watches this, because you know that he will, and listens to this,
Yeah.
Of course.
do a collab with us. We're ready.
We talked about naming all our songs after Jesse Eisenberg movies, but that joke got old, I guess, for some people after a while.
Yeah.
The other conversation was naming every song Jesse Eisenberg, but having different accents or different.
Yes, that's right.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, or Jesse Eisenberg.
And in our early demos, we did that when we would announce.
Oh yeah,
I forgot about that.
Oh my god, that must have been so chaotic. Trying to be like, oh yeah, we should change this to Jesse Eisenberg.
That's why
like
we
that
don't
part.
know the song titles.
Oh my god.
You just show them as different variation.
Exactly. Wow. Okay. All right. So can you guys tell me where your headspace was at while you were creating this record?
It was 2019.
Yeah, we recorded it all in 2019, so it feels like forever ago.
Yeah.
We were just thinking about how great next year was going to be.
2020 was going to be the year,
Oh, ouch.
I think that, I was really wanting to, I hadn't been in an active musical project for a number of years. I think the last thing I recorded and released came out 7 years ago. So it was a super long time.
Yeah.
And we had a bunch of bands, miscellaneous bands, and it just didn't work. And so I just wanted to do something that if we at least got a record out of it, then I'd be happy. And happily, we're all, feeling really good about everything. And so we're already, we're about to, start writing a full length. So things are kind of full steam ahead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So what band or artist influence do you think you can hear the most on this album?
For me, I think it's Knapsack is one of my favorite bands of all time, and kind of like the upbeat, driving, melodic stuff. That's a huge influence for me. My previous band that actually Gooey was in, Empire, I ended up doing a lot of slower stuff, but that was because it was a solo project turned full band, and I tend to write a lot of slower stuff when it comes to writing by myself. But since this was like a collaborative effort, it felt right to do like more upbeat kind of stuff. That and like the Get Up Kids. So those are and Promise Ring are huge influences. So you guys can take a crack at what you.
Yeah, I think I drew some like the faster songs that we have on the record. I drew inspiration probably a lot from the Promise Ring. The slower stuff, honestly, like the Empire stuff, like the slower stuff that they were doing. Like, I don't know, I've never been in a band like this before, and so sort of drawing inspiration on the predecessors of emo revival. I was kind of like matching some of that stuff with whatever Keith and Ben were doing, like however they were sort of trying to direct the song. I was drawing inspiration from those older bands that I'd listened to forever.
I played with Keith before in a previous band, and the songs were more upbeat, but there's a lot of there's some parts that kind of gave me a similar feeling, so I was kind of just used to kind of writing in that same style, because when we played in Empire, I didn't write any songs, so
Mhm.
it was like learning to play Keith's parts. So I was inspired by Keith, I guess.
Aw.
Actually, no, and I mean I play in Annabelle with Ben, but we'd never actually written. I haven't written anything for that band yet either. So this was kind of exciting to like finally actually write with two people I've played in bands with for years now. Actually,
Yeah.
I'd also like to say that during the process, I did draw a lot of inspiration from Gooey. He and I, we connected on some stuff. Like when we were playing together. Like I don't know, did you think so, Gooey? I don't know. Like there were a few times like I would look over at you and I'd be like, oh yeah, this is right.
It was like lightning strike.
That was the Dr. Pepper, the berry Dr.
The cherry.
Oh yeah, the
dark berry.
Dark berry Dr. Pepper, which we thank in our liner notes in case you'd like to know.
Oh my god. Wow.
Gooey, what's the full name of that? Far from
Spider-Man Far From Home, was that? It was like a promotional Spider-Man Dr. Pepper.
Wow.
It tasted like bad cough syrup. It was not good at all. So then we dared each other to drink it instead of actually enjoying it.
Oh my god.
That's the obvious.
We got to start recording around that next Batman movie so we can drink the Mountain Dew Riddler's brew.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we only record around promotional pops. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
For me, it was thinking about how we were going to attack the dual vocals. So I was thinking about like bands like Rainer Maria and Anniversary, how two voices can kind of mesh but sound like one at the same time. So those are some of the bands in our ilk that I was drawing from a little bit.
Solid. All right. So this one should be super, super quick. Off the top of your heads, I want you to describe this record for new listeners in 3 words.
All of you have to do it.
Empire, Annabelle Dowsing.
That's so cheap.
That's what I thought of. Dang it.
Come on.
Okay, I got it. Jesse Eisenberg approved.
Okay, I like that.
I'm assuming he's gonna love it. So.
Have you tried adding him on Twitter?
Not yet.
All right,
you got ammo to do. We're gonna wait for the record to come out, actually.
Okay, so you can send him a free one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Gooey, John?
Yeah.
Emo revival.
Emo revival. Okay.
Straight up banger.
So true.
So true.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling you want listeners to have while going through the album?
That's a good question.
Thank you. We thought of it ourselves.
Yeah.
I want them to feel like, wow, those bass parts are sick.
Okay.
Sick bass parts. Sick bass parts.
Man, these bass parts.
Groovy, bro.
I don't know. I think each song has kind of a little bit of a story to it. So I mean, the last Empire stuff I did was incredibly literal stuff. So it was, I had tried to paint a picture so you could just kind of picture yourself there. And for these lyrics, I kind of pulled back a little bit. And I haven't written nonfiction lyrics in a really long time. And so I wrote nonfiction lyrics mostly for this stuff to kind of, let people kind of paint their own picture and feel, kind of connect to it. So on a personal note, we just actually got an email from somebody saying that they had lost their father to cancer. And the first song deals with, kind of when Jesse Eisenberg is about when a loved one, goes to the hospital and their body kind of goes through those changes, and they end up passing away, and just the kind of, the meta can't talk, but the metamorphosis that the body kind of goes through, when it gets sick. And they wrote and said that, really connected with them and it allowed them to kind of, really live that, but look in a positive light. And so I guess that kind of stuff is what we're looking for, I mean, that's a very grand emotion that I wouldn't, hope to elicit in everybody. But, if you can kind of, connect with that, that feeling of loss and grief in that song. And, each song kind of has a little, but the second song is my anti-work song. I had a awful human being of a boss, and I quit that job.
As you should.
Yeah. And it's also the first time that I've ever used the F word in a song. I have recorded 60, 70, 80 songs in my life. So
Kids never.
Yeah. Pardon me?
I hope kids never hear that song.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, I'll just talk when I'm showing them the song. It's like talk during that part so they can't hear the word. No, but yeah. So I mean, I think everybody can connect with that feeling. I mean, most people had jobs that suck and bosses that suck. So each song has a little bit of a little bit of us in it that I hope that people get a chance to put their own experiences into.
Mm-hmm. Did anybody else want to add anything?
Yeah, it is like a variety of like feelings and like sort of subjects, and just to kind of restate like there's stuff you can pick from it that you can like sort of think like oh, this is a very like kind of literal line, but like a lot of the songs themselves have like the lyrics they're kind of a little bit more abstract, and you can kind of like there is some that just like read like a fictional kind of poem or something like that. And so I think you can kind of draw your own meaning from it. But then also it's also from my perspective, like kind of knowing Keith and Ben, it's kind of interesting to be like, oh, I think I know what this line's about or what this feeling is. So
solid. All right. So where do you guys see the band in the next 5 years? Yeah, it's a long time.
Well, we'll have our second release out.
Oh my god.
I hope it doesn't take that long.
Judging by the
right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's
I think plan.
What'd you say?
What happened?
This is our 5-year plan.
Oh yeah, 5-year plan. That's our 5-year business plan right now.
We failed to hash that out this weekend when we were all
Come on.
I would just like to keep writing and hopefully it comes easy and we can kind of challenge each other and write more interesting things, and we're still happy doing it. It's a bit weirder because we're all a little bit older. We've all been in a bunch of bands before. Yep. So I don't think that we're gonna be like, unless something crazy happens, like ultimate road warriors where we're all the time. So just play some. I mean, our first show, we haven't even played a show yet, which is mostly because of the pandemic, right? But we have not played a show yet. So I'd like to, in 5 years, I'd like to play at least one show.
Okay. At least one.
Set the standards high, yeah. So for the last couple of questions, direction shift away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you were on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
You know what's sad is I have a ready answer for this. I
talked about it.
We actually talked about it this weekend, yes. There's an amazing sub shop around here called Big John's. Really, really good. It's a Michigan, I guess there's a chain. There's like a handful of them. Started in Flint. And I would like the super steak and cheese and mushrooms and Dr. Pepper. That's what my that's my last meal. I got a plan.
Solid.
Who's next?
I was gonna say, you all getting that or?
I would eat pizza. I'm not really too picky, but I do like pizza quite a bit. Mm-hmm. So I'd probably do like a supreme pizza.
Okay.
And is alcohol allowed for beverages for a last meal? I wasn't sure because you're in prison,
Yeah. Well, it's your last meal. I'm pretty sure they'd let you. Hopefully.
I'd probably have a few domestic beers and maybe a little whiskey.
All right.
Just to take the edge off the
the impending doom.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Italian pizza, like authentic Italian pizza.
Yeah.
I've been. Do
you have a drink with that pizza?
Coffee. One last.
Okay.
Pizza. I guess if it's your last time, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll throw a nice coffee in mine just for if it's our last time.
Wow, you're gonna be energized for
Wow.
that.
Right.
All right.
I'm
Ready to
gonna
die.
have enough energy to beat it. Because legally, if they try and kill you, and they can't, you're free.
So your plan
Don't
is,
look into that though.
your plan is just
Yeah, I
get
was gonna
so
say.
hyped up that they can't kill you.
That's right.
Wow.
Just
They
drink
just
it
have to
all.
let you go.
He's
Just go
been
back,
through enough, they'll say.
Mhm.
to go back to something I was talking about earlier, because I don't know if this is out yet. So if I was ever on death row or I knew I was gonna die, I'd want people to do like one of those campaigns where it's like you have to let them try this before they die, and it would be the Mountain Dew Riddler's Brew.
Oh my god.
And just that.
Yeah,
Just a drink.
Just-
Okay, but what if it tastes
No
like
food.
ass?
I want to
Yeah.
be
Definitely
injected.
could.
Actually, that's how I want a lethal injection via.
Oh my
Riddler's-
god.
There we go. I like that idea.
You turn
It
into
probably will taste bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And Mountain Dew is your base anyway, so you don't have much of a
you're
chance.
starting. Yeah,
True.
But hang on, I need to know what you guys would have.
Oh, flipping it
Yeah.
around.
That's right.
Ooh.
Well, I would like a big bowl of spaghetti marinara with a Sprite cranberry.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's classy. The Sprite cranberry, that's classy.
I got like 26 2-liter bottles of it in my
Yeah,
room. Like
he-
I stocked up. I'm ready.
It was bad.
Yeah.
And is it-
So
yeah.
LeBron's mix, but
Yeah. Do you guys remember that?
and I'd have a Thai basil tofu with a side of rice and taro boba tea.
Ooh, boba tea.
Yeah.
We almost got that this weekend, and I regretted it, but it was right after ice cream, and so I didn't know.
Oh yeah, but definitely get it. It's very good.
Yeah,
it's
bubble
my
tea be hitting
favorite
different.
non-Riddler's brew.
That's like an award category. Your
Non-
favorite non-Riddler brew.
You have to let us know when you try this Riddler's brew and know
Yeah.
if it's hot ass or not. Because
Yeah.
you're typing it up right now.
You are.
I've got a proposal. We don't have to record it, but we all get together live like this and watch Gooey try it.
I don't even know if it's real. I
for
think
that.
I just saw an
Exactly.
image of it. I don't even know how real it is. But
It has to be real.
Yeah,
That's
we're gonna
weird.
will into existence if it's not.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll make
But-
you your own Riddler's brew. How about that, Gooey?
Oh
Just
yeah,
mix
there you go.
all of the Mountain Dew
Ooh.
flavors.
Yeah.
I've got the Christmas one
Oh, God.
upstairs, so you can add
There's
that
a
one to the
Christmas
mix.
one?
There was a Christmas one. It's not that
Is it-
bad.
oh man,
Oh. Okay.
That's by the way, that's a stellar review of something. It's not that
It's
bad.
not that bad.
That's how we typically review shit on the podcast too. It's
Yeah.
not that bad.
It's horrible. You know.
Oh yeah, I want to try it now. It's not that bad.
Really selling it. So, if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
wow.
Mhm.
Good question.
Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you.
Post battle Middle Earth.
Yeah. Thank you for being specific because a lot of people just say
Yeah.
Middle Earth. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay, so
I have no interest in being part of any of that.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
You want to hang out with the Ents
No
and
drama.
Nobbits?
No drama. Too much drama in Middle Earth.
Hmm. I'm gonna say I'm gonna let somebody else go because I have an idea.
Oh no. Not funny. Ben, you go. I don't have one.
Oh my
First
god.
thing that kind of came to my mind was Fruity Land from Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. So true. Good choice.
I'm gonna say, have you guys seen Disenchantment? It's
I think
Matt
so.
Groening. It's the new Matt Groening show after Futurama, which Futurama would have been a strong contender for me.
Mhm.
But Disenchantment, that's mine. It's a wonderful show. If you haven't seen it.
Solid. All right.
I don't know. I like Star Trek. I go hang
Yep.
out on like a ship or something there.
Mhm.
I'd like.
You just like manifest into the middle of space and then die. That would be bad.
No.
That seems
Without-
like a
without even getting your
possibility.
Mountain Dew.
God.
They'll have all kind of space drinks in the future.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the only time you'll get the Riddler.
It's only in that.
alternate
Yeah.
universe, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I have the honor of asking the last question, and every single person that we have spoken to have said that it is the most important question. What is your favorite color?
My child asks me this all the time. And I ask this all the time.
Do you have? Do you have to answer the same thing every time?
I do. And whenever those colors, she sees those colors, she goes, well, there are two colors. I say to her, if you want me to narrow it down, I'm going to tell you it's Honolulu blue, which is the Lions, Detroit Lions color. But I would say blue and green. And then whenever she sees, my daughter's name is Penny, whenever she sees those colors, she goes, oh, those are Dad's favorite colors, blue and green. So
That's so cute. Okay.
Mine is cerulean blue.
Yeah. Bob Ross up in here.
We got the blues in here.
Mm-hmm.
Gooey.
Very specific blues.
Yeah.
I usually I don't have like a cool specific answer, but when I see a specific color, I'm usually like, that's a good color. You know?
That's a damn fine color.
But then when it comes like to an answer like this, I'm like,
That's
green.
my new favorite.
Green.
All right.
Green.
Okay.
All right.
I thought you were gonna leave us hanging on the when I see a specific color, that's when I know I like it, and then just pass the question off.
That's it. Yeah.
the last color I saw.
It's constantly changing. Oh, Skittles, what do I do? Your brain fries.
God.
It's hard up here.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't think that I have one. If I was making the answer,
Purple looks nice on you.
I'd say
Yeah,
blue.
purple's nice.
All right.
Purple.
Blue. Yeah,
Blue,
see blue.
okay.
We're 3
you
for
look
4.
nice right
blue,
now.
Gooey. And this is officially, you have been kicked out of the band. You did not choose a
No.
No,
Sorry.
cerulean blue.
Yeah, I was really hoping that the blue streak would continue, and then Gooey had to fuck it
I
up.
was-
Sweep, yeah. The sweep is gone. I feel dead inside. To be honest with you.
I can feel my life slowly turning towards blue.
Oh my
When I
God.
was young,
Yeah.
it was all about red, and then
Yeah.
kind of green.
Yeah,
But
red is
Okay.
such a good young color.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
So
know.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Now
You
would-
when
get mature, you get wise, you move to blue.
I wear a blue
Yeah.
shirt now, and I'm like, this is pretty good. I could wear blue.
It's good. This is a pretty good color.
So as I said, that is all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
We just released an album.
That we chatted about for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It's called Unmake Me. We just recorded a music video. I don't know when it'll be out. Ask Ben.
I don't either. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Rio 2.
Yeah. Watch Rio 2.
Joker.
yeah, that's a good plug.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew.
Get back in October.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have an unusual plug for you.
Okay.
My favorite board game of all time is called Grand Austria Hotel,
Mhm.
and I'm plugging that game. Huh?
Okay.
Huh? Huh?
Is it just because you like it?
Yeah, it's great.
Are you
Okay.
guys sponsored?
What do you do
I
in
hope
it?
so.
You guys got another hour.
Oh my God.
Bust out the rule
Unfortunately, I
book.
think I gotta go right now.
You are a hotelier, restaurant, cafe owner, and
Okay.
you try and attract people to your hotel and
Mhm.
give them things they want to eat, and then stay in hotel rooms. It's a mid to heavyweight Euro.
Okay.
I don't know how much time you have. I'm not going to read it for you, but it's really good. And the components for it, this is how I bring everybody in to play it, because these
Okay.
games take a really fun to play. Coffee, cake, strudel, wine, and cake. Yeah, those are the 4 components that you need in the game. Pretty cool,
Okay.
huh?
That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
All right. Is that all the plugs we got?
John, give me a plug, bud.
I thought I already did that.
What was it?
I don't know.
Rio 2. Weren't you the one that yelled Rio 2, or was that Gooey?
Don't let him off the hook.
Other Jesse Eisenberg movies.
Jesse
Yeah.
Eisenberg.
Network.
Just watch
Have you
Jesse
seen
Eisenberg.
Batman
Yeah.
vs Superman.
Ah, that's such a good series. It's one of my favorites. I love Jesse Eisenberg so much. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for sitting on this, guys. It's been Parting, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.